Means that we are going to open schools that are ready, that have put in place different measures to teach while putting in place measures to fight COVID-19. So we are starting with universities, starting in September. We have been in conversations with different universities and higher learning institutions to make sure that they have all the required measures in place. So we are going to start from there. And then in the second half of November and the following months, we are going to reopen general education and TVET. And this is also going to happen depending on the lessons we have learned from reopening universities. And we are going to make sure that we also have the required measures when we open general education too.
You cannot talk about education in this crisis without talking about candidate classes. Are they going to be among the first people that are going to report to class?
Yes, ideally yes, because we would want to actually have the senior 6 students actually go to university. I mean, those who are going to pass national examinations, of course, go to university in September or October of next year. So this is something that we would want to see happen. And in preparation of that, we are going to actually focus on core subjects. When they go back to school, we are going to focus on those and to make sure that we make them as ready as possible. Of course, people have to understand that these are not normal times, but we are going to focus on the teaching part. We are talking about teaching while respecting measures to fight COVID-19. COVID-19 should not be the first thing that we focus on.
So are we still going to have national exams in normal period of November, October, November, December, early December?
This year?
Yes.
No. We are not going to have national examinations in 2020 because, as I said before, the earliest that we can actually resume classes is going to be from November. So which means since students have been out of school for all these months, we are not going to just get back and do national examinations. But what we are going to do is we are going to make sure that we have an accelerated program and to make sure that we finish the school year in the following months. But you know that we have actually been following remote learning sessions. We have been having sessions on radio, on TV, on the internet, and this is something that we said we are going to. When students get back to school, we are going to see what they have been learning. So there will be some form of assessment, and to see to evaluate the baseline, to see where the students are, to see who's been following and who's and who has not been following, and we will actually put in place what we are calling, a remedial learning program to make sure that those who have been left behind can actually catch up. And then for the candidate classes, we accelerate them and to make sure that they have national examinations in the right time for them to be able to join universities when they reopen next year. They will reopen for the second year starting in September.
Which is September 2021.
Yes.
So there is a likelihood that especially senior 6 students are likely to sit for national exams before August 2021, because if they are to join in September 2021, clearly they are going to be doing exams before then.
Yes, ideal. This is something that we would want to shoot for. But of course, as you know, during this period, we have to be flexible. This is something that this is the biggest lesson I think we have learned from this COVID-19. So we have to be flexible. We have to plan, of course, but we also have to make sure that our system is flexible enough to be able to adapt to different changes that are going to happen. So, but that's the plan that we have for now.
Now, there's concerns about spacing now that candidates are not going to do exams. I understand the ministry has been building schools, classrooms, more classrooms. Yeah. Do you think, looking at the new classes that have been added, does that give us, as a nation, room to allow schools to reopen and ensure social distancing?
Yes, as we have been in a very big exercise to build more than 22,000 new classrooms, and this is to reduce large numbers of learners that we had in our schools. So we have some new classrooms in existing schools, but we also have around more than 600 new schools that are going to open. So this is going to relieve pressure from existing schools, and this is also going to reduce the distance that learners used to make to come to school. And this is also going to, of course, to help with having not overcrowded classes when you go back. But you also have to admit that this social distance is not an easy thing to do in schools. But this is something that we are carefully looking at to make sure that we have different options in place, and then we will see what type of option is feasible. So we have been talking about shifts. We have been talking about going back to school in phases, depending on the types of or what grade the students are in. You have seen in other countries what they do when they take back candidate classes, and then the rest follow. So, but we also have the same scenarios. But again, as I said, we are going to make sure that we have all those plans out as soon as possible, so that we can start preparing.